Hello, everyone. Welcome to APH Virtual Excel Academy. This week is Mystery Camp for 7 to 10-year-olds. We have had a great week so far. Hope you're ready to get going. Lots to share. One more time as you keep coming in, welcome to APH Virtual Excel Camp. Today, Mystery Camp Day 3, 7 to 10-year-olds. Let's see what we got so far. While we had Day 1 self-portraits, I just wanted to let Nathan and Jillian know we received their portraits. They're both on this screen. Both of them did just their faces. Nathan has red-rimmed glasses, and it looks like Jillian gave herself possibly a crown with a jewel in the center. But on to Day 2. You were asked to create stories. I'm just going to highlight a few. You can always go to the folder and look at them yourself. The first story, Jack and the Missing Scooter by Princess Eleanor. Jack doesn't always know where he puts his scooter. He thinks it might be at his grandparents', or his mom put it in a different place. Who do you think has his scooter? So if you want to take a guess, you could put a G for grandparent and an M for mom. Who do you think has Jack's scooter? I'll see some answers coming in there. I see lots and lots of M's for mom. Lots of moms in there. Okay, next story. Finlad and Fargul. In Search of the Missing Fish and Plankton by Nargis. Once upon a time, there was a dolphin named Finlad, and he had a brother named Fargul. Finland and Fargul were both really hungry, but they did not like the same food. Finland likes to eat fish, and Fargul loves plankton. They did not know where to search for their food. They each wanted to go their way and search for their own food. Finlad found a lot of fish on the surface of the ocean. He went to try to catch the fish, but he couldn't. He needed Fargul to help him catch the fish. He called his brother and asked him if he could help. Fargul said yes. Finlad then caught fish, but did not eat the fish because he wanted to have his lunch with Fargul. Then Fargul went and searched in the ocean. He finally found plankton in the deep part of the ocean. Fargul tried to catch the plankton by himself. He realized that he could not catch it by himself, so he asked Finlad for help. Finlad helped him. When Fargul and Finlad both caught their food, they went back to their home in the coral reef and ate lunch together. They both realized that they needed each other and they never can leave each other. That is just a snippet of stories that you have sent. Please go look at everybody else's stories, everybody else's clues, and I am going to turn it over to Laura and Kimmy, your instructors.
Good morning, everyone. This is Miss Laura speaking. I am wearing a gray shirt today. I have my brown hair up in a bun and my glasses on. Welcome to day 3 of Mystery Camp. Today is the investigators and the unknown endings. Miss Kimmy?
Hello, everybody. This is Miss Kimmy. I am wearing a dark black, dark gray shirt today, and my short hair is down as usual. And we wanted to review some of our rules again. Remember to please stay muted unless we call on you. You can raise your digital hand if you have a question or if we ask you to give us an answer. And remember to lower your hand if you forget your question or if your question has been answered. And remember to use the chat when we ask you to. This helps limit the amount of audio feedback that our screen readers get. Lastly, we will still be using the Kimmy's desktop to show you a demonstration of the Wheatley board, so you can pin that if you choose.
All right, Miss Laura speaking here. We had some wonderful clues about everyone's favorite food that they sent us yesterday and this morning. We are going to do 2 different people. Our first top secret case of the day is from Audrey. Audrey's favorite food. So as we've done the last 2 days, once you hear some of the clues, feel free to write in the chat what you think her favorite food might be. Let's go ahead and start with our first clue. Audrey's first clue was that it lives in the ocean. That narrows a lot of things down. You could, I mean, cows don't live in the ocean, so that takes out hamburgers. Let's see, we have some people writing in the chat already. Let's go to our second clue while people are still joining. It says, they are small and they don't have a backbone. They're small and they don't have a backbone. What could that possibly be? Seeing lots of fish in the chat. Our third clue, this might narrow it down even more. Audrey said that they taste good with cocktail sauce. Maybe that will narrow it down. We see Alexa guessed eel. We have, some people being very excited about yelling shrimp. If they're small, they don't have a backbone, and they taste good with cocktail sauce, it must be shrimp. Nice job, everyone who wrote shrimp. Air high five to yourself. Good job. Awesome. Miss Kimmy, I'll let you take the second one.
All right. Our second top secret case is Giovanni's favorite food. All right, our first clue, it has meat in it. That leaves a lot of options open. You can add vegetables to it. So meat and vegetables. Ooh, burger, meatloaf. Okay, some good guesses.
Yeah.
What is our third clue? It's eaten with something made out of flour.
We're getting some tacos, stir fry, pasta, another burger.
This is a tricky one. Good clues, Giovanni.
Meatloaf pie.
All right.
We're getting some more tacos. All right. Giovanni's favorite food is
beef tacos. All right. Wow, that was a really good one because I was going towards pasta, like a spaghetti with meat sauce, but a lot of people got it right. There were a lot of taco guesses. That was a good one.
All right. We're going to open today with another Would You Rather like we did yesterday. So you can write in the chat what you would rather do. So the question here is, would you rather be able to make changes to the choices that you've made in the past? Or would you rather be able to see the outcomes of your choices in the future? So would you rather be able to make changes to the choices in your past? If you want that, you can write a P. If you want to be able to see the outcomes of your choices in the future, you can write an F. And if any of you want to be able to explain your choice and why you would like to do that, remember there is no right or wrong answer like we learned yesterday. We will take a few explanations. So if you would like to explain why you put past or future, please raise your digital hand. Miss Kimmy, once those digital hands are up, could you possibly call on 3 for me?
Yes, and in the chat, it is looking pretty even. To start, it was looking like a lot of past, and then it's really looking pretty even. So we have Leonardo. Would you like to give us your explanation?
Yes. Yes,
Go ahead.
Which one would you choose and why?
I would choose future
Okay, and why is that?
because I want to see what's gonna be my future, so I can get prepared for it and be aware of it.
Yeah, that's a really good reason. So you would choose to see your future so that you can be prepared, right, for some of those things that might be coming.
Yes.
Awesome. Good job. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right. Ira, would you like to share your explanation?
I might like to look at the future because I can do things that I've never done before.
Nice. That's a great answer. Awesome. So you would be able to see the choices of your future so you can kind of see the things you would have never done before. Awesome. Thank you, Ira.
All right. And then I have 3 more hands up. If you could put your hand down if you chose future, I would like to hear from someone who chose past. All right. Sydney, did you choose past and would like to give us your explanation?
Yes, I chose past because I want to be able, I've done and made my life a little harder, my accident in the past, and I want to be able to go backwards and change that.
All right.
Answer. Awesome. Thank you all for sharing. So remember, there is no right or wrong answer with these would you rather questions. It's just to help you think critically about, would I rather be able to make changes to those choices in the past or in the future? You might ask, well, why are you asking about these choices? And that is because today we're going to learn about decision making. We're going to practice some decision making when we're given various options to choose from. And we're going to use our Wheatley Kit of ours in order to learn how to make a basic flow chart. So those are the 2 things we're going to be working on today: making decisions when given options and developing a flow chart. So we will need to know a couple of vocabulary words. That first word is probably one that many of you haven't heard before: flow chart. All a flow chart is it's a diagram that's usually made out of boxes and arrows, and it helps lay out choices that you make. Another vocab word is a choice or a decision. You guys make choices all the time. You might pick what you want for dinner, right? You might pick what you want to wear that day. So a choice or a decision is just picking between 2 or more possibilities. One thing that we will talk about during the flow chart is an event, something that happens. A lot of times this is the cause of something. And our final vocabulary word is the word outcome. The outcome is a result. So if the event is the cause of something, the outcome is the effect. So you may have heard those two words in school, cause and effect. That's going to be a little bit of what we look at today. Miss Kimmy, would you like to describe what we're doing?
Sure. So as a reminder, we are using our Wheatley tactile diagramming kit today. It's the one with the felt board with Velcro pieces. A reminder that the carousel of textures was sent to you on accident, and it is just a free gift to you to use as you choose. So our next activity, we are going to choose your own adventure. We have an alternate version of the Three Little Pigs. So some things, different things are going to happen that might not be like the Three Little Pigs you're used to hearing. And you are going to help us make choices and see what happens throughout the story.
While I open this, as we make those choices, you will be able to write your decision or your choice in the chat. And usually we'll just go with the one that we see most. All right. So we're going to jump into the Three Little Pigs. Like Miss Kimmy said, this is going to be a choose your own adventure. You choose where the story goes. And let's start with our first event. It says here, you are one of the pigs and you want to build a house to protect yourself from the wolf. So what kind of house do you build? Now, in the normal story of the Three Little Pigs, we know that they sometimes make it out of hay or bricks. But in this story, we're not doing that. You have the choice of making your house out of chocolate, which you will represent with a C, or you can choose to build a house that has a moat or like a river around it filled with crocodiles. If that's your choice, you will put an M. So again, you're one of the pigs. Do you make your house out of chocolate, C, or do you use a moat around your house filled with crocodiles? And you'll put an M for that one.
So far in the chat, we are even. Okay.
Looks like
a
moats.
little bit more time.
All right. Ooh, we are really even right now between chocolate and having a moat. This is a hard decision. Let's go ahead, Miss Kimmy. Can you count the moats and I'll count the chocolates?
Sure.
Okay, let's see. All right, I'm ready when you are.
All right, I have 11 moat.
The moats take it. We only had 7 chocolates. All right. So we're going to go ahead and click on the house with a moat filled with crocodiles, and this is going to influence where the rest of our story goes. So let's see where it takes us. Miss Kimmy, go ahead and take this one.
All right, so we built a house with a moat of crocodiles. The crocodiles get very hungry and start snapping loudly. Whew, it's kind of scary. What do you do? Do you feed them fish? If so, you can type an F in the chat. Or do you let them get hungry and mean? You can type an H in the chat for hungry. So the crocodiles are very hungry and snapping loudly. Do we feed them or do we let them stay hungry?
Starting to see some answers in the chat. Remember, F is for feeding them. H is for letting them stay hungry. I think so far we're seeing a lot of feeds.
I agree.
Which
So they don't get mad.
So they don't get any more mad. Yeah, I get that. F, Leonardo said because he doesn't like crocodiles. Totally understand.
All right. Yeah, I think F is feed them fish, I think is pretty much the most popular answer.
Yes. All right. Let's feed them fish and see where it takes us. All right. It says here, you decide to feed them fish, but they eat so much that they become stuffed. The wolf ends up coming and walks right over their full bellies to your house. You barricade the door with the fridge, and the wolf can't blow the fridge down, and so he gives up. You're safe! Yay!
All right.
For the 3 little pigs. So there is an option at the bottom here that says go back to the beginning and start again. Now I'm going to wait to click that button because we are going to go back after we create our flow chart. So I'm just going to head back to the main. Oh, there we go. Movement break. Good timing. Everyone stand up. We're going to spin that wheel of ours. Slowing down. Today we land on the same one as the other day. We're going to do a different one. You good with that, Miss Kimmy?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to touch my toes anymore. I want to try something else.
We've
Come
touched
on, jumping jacks
already. Oh my gosh.
That's the opposite toe. We've already done that one too. One more time. Come on. Jumping jacks, jumping jacks, jumping jacks. Ooh. 10 squats. So everyone stand up and do 10 squats. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo! Shake out those legs. Shake out those arms. And let's sit back down. All right, Miss Leanne, if you would like to go ahead and in a little bit start sharing their videos, they can start joining us because we will be creating a flow chart. And if they want to be able to hold it up and show us their progress, they are welcome to do that. So if you would like to have your video on, please go ahead and raise your digital hand so that Miss Leanne can have you join us. So what we're going to do is we are going to follow along with Miss Kimmy on the document camera. So make sure that you pin her camera so you can follow along. We're going to learn how to make our flow chart. All right, Miss Kimmy, over to you.
All right. So, like Miss Laura told us earlier, a flow chart shows us the different choices and events that happen. So we are going to start at the very top with a large yellow rectangle, the bumpy ones that we used yesterday for graphing, and that's going to go in the very top middle. And that shows us the first event.
I'm trying to find it. Where's this one? Here they are.
And that was, which house do we build? So this is our first choice, the big yellow bumpy rectangle at the top middle of our board.
Miss Kimmy, I have a question. Are we going to
Yes.
put it horizontally, or are we going to put it vertically, or does it matter?
Oh, that's a good question. I put it horizontally, but I suppose it does not really matter. You might have more room if you put it horizontally. All right. I see Ranger has it. There we go. Yeah, Eleanor, you want to remove those extra lines and just put the yellow rectangle at the very top of the board. That represents our first choice. Which house do we make? Since we have two options of houses, we are going to use our medium-sized white lines. So if you grab the two white medium lines to represent our two choices, and you're going to have them come out from the bottom of that rectangle. So one line is going to go kind of to the left, and one line is going to go to the right.
I'm seeing Princess Eleanor's putting hers down.
Good. So Nargis, you're going to want the big yellow square, the rectangle we used yesterday, the bumpy one, put that on the top middle, and two white lines coming out from the bottom. So Ranger, you're going to want those white lines to come out from the bottom. So put them in the bottom middle, and then they extend out, kind of like legs.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, kind of like legs. Or if it was an alligator facing downward, right? And its jaws were open.
There we go.
If you are, I noticed in the chat, some people were asking for being able to have a visual. If you look at the rectangle that is called Kimmy's desktop, you can pin that up in the, and that will be the main board to be able to follow along if you would like to follow along that way.
All right. So we have our
Kimmy,
big yellow rectangle. That's our first decision. Do we choose a chocolate house or a house with a moat? So this first line shows that we have one choice going to the left, and we have another line going to the right that represents our second choice. So we chose Moat. So we're going to follow this line. At the bottom of each line, we are going to put a circle. I used the solid white circles.
When I did, this is Miss Laura speaking, when I did mine, I chose the purple donut circles.
I see Ranger chose the small fuzzy circles. So each circle here represents another choice that we can make.
Nice, Nargis, that's looking good.
Yes, good job.
Thank you, Dash.
Princess Eleanor
can you
used one of each
describe
circle.
what you're seeing?
Say that again.
Can you describe what you're seeing?
Oh, yes, of course. I see that, oops, I lost it. It looked like a few of you made the flow chart with the yellow rectangle and the white circles. I see Ranger used two of those shorter lines. Princess Eleanor used one white circle and one donut circle.
All right. So now each of those circles represent another choice. So if we're just looking at the circle on the left, we had two more choices to make. And that was, do we feed the alligators or do we leave them hungry? So we are going to have 2 more lines that come from the one circle. If you think you're running out of room, you might want to use the shorter lines, like the shorter orange lines, or the short white lines. I still use the long white lines.
This is Miss Laura speaking. I chose to use the short orange lines because I was afraid I was going to run out of room. So you make that choice for your board.
So you are going to have 2 lines come out from each circle.
They're going to come out just like they did from that rectangle at the top. I see Ranger's looking for his lines.
I believe Layla has a question. Layla, did you want to ask your question?
I am not able to move Layla.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Maybe she put her hand down.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I see that Dash chose to use the small white lines coming out of his circles. Awesome.
All right. So you'll want to make sure that both circles have 2 lines coming out from the bottom because we had 2 choices to make at each event. And then at the bottom of each line, so now you should have 4 lines coming out from the circles. You're going to put a triangle, or some of our friends already have put smaller circles there, but you can put a triangle at the bottom of each line.
You can choose to use those red fuzzy triangles if you'd like. There should be 4 of those. There's also some bumpy green ones if you want to use those as well. I think we might only have a couple of those though.
You could use the shiny gold squares, the half circles. We have quite a few other symbols that we have 4 of. But you do want the same shape all the way across the bottom.
Awesome. It looks like Princess Eleanor is using both the green and the red triangles. That's awesome. Ooh, Ranger's choosing the shiny gold squares.
Very nice.
So once your picture, this is Miss Laura, once your picture is done, the whole big flow chart will kind of resemble a giant triangle. The rectangle at the very top, the lines coming down will lead all the way to that bottom level that should be made up by either triangles or squares. You can go across the bottom of it and then right back up to the big rectangle at the top. It's kind of like one big triangle. If you feel that you have finished making your flow chart, you can write in the chat that you are done. And that way we know we are ready to move on.
Seeing lots of comments in the chat. Got it done. All the ones that people have showed on the screen look great. They all have 3 levels, 2 lines coming from each symbol, and a layer of triangles or another symbol on the bottom to show the end. I think we are good to go, Miss Laura.
All right. So I'm going to screen share once more. And what's going to happen here is we are going to go through that Three Little Pigs story again. However, this time we're going to make different decisions than last time. And so what we want you to do as we go through this story is follow along on your flow chart at which event we are choosing. And so we'll help you kind of follow along and see how each of these choices lead to different outcomes. So let's go back to our Three Little Pigs story really quickly. And start from the beginning. So if you remember, at the beginning of our story, it said, you are one of the pigs and you want to build a house to protect yourself from the wolf. What kind of house do you build? You had two choices. One was to make your house out of chocolate. The other was to make a house with a moat that was filled with crocodiles. Now, if we remember from last time, we did the house with the moat filled with crocodiles. So if we're looking at our flow chart, right, the event at the top is what kind of house do we build? One line will point to chocolate. The other line will point to moat. We chose moat last time, so we are going to make sure we choose chocolate this time. So now you should be pointing to one of those circles because now we have arrived at a new decision that we have to make. Our new decision says, you build a chocolate house, but then the sun comes out and it starts to melt. I saw a couple of you writing in the chat earlier that, you know, a chocolate house would probably melt. You were on the right track. Well, we have some decisions to make. So from that circle, if you remember on your flow chart, you have two lines coming out of that circle. That means we have two choices that we could possibly make.
You can't participate now. You have to wait until they finish this activity.
Our new decision that we can make
He's unmuted.
is you can either choose to put up a very large umbrella to shade the house, or you can completely abandon your house and run to the pig's house down the path. So you're in your chocolate house. Do you try to protect the house with a giant umbrella? You can write the letter U if you want a giant umbrella. Or are you going to abandon your house and run R down to the other pig's house down the path? So write it in the chat. U for umbrella, R for run. U for umbrella, R for run.
I am seeing a lot of U's in the chat. Sounds like most of our friends want to save our house with a big umbrella.
I don't blame you. I feel like if I spent all that time making a chocolate house, I'd really want to save it and hold on to it. So let's go with a giant umbrella. So if you're following along on your flow chart, that means you chose one of the lines leading down to your triangle or your square, whatever you chose for the end. So here is the result or the outcome. It says the sunshade works perfectly. Yay! But the wolf arrives at your door and he starts to eat through your chocolate door. Oh no! We forgot about the fact that it's edible. So you run to the basement to hide, but the wolf eats into your house, finds you, and gobbles you up. No!
Oh no!
Survived this time. Rats! Oh darn! But don't worry, With all choose your own adventure stories, there's a way to go back and change our choices from before. So we're going to go back to the beginning and try one more time and see if we can find a different path. So let's go back to the beginning and start again. Except, there we go.
Audrey typed in the chat and said, wolves can't eat chocolate, which is true. You do not want to feed your dogs or other animals chocolate, but good thing this is just a pretend story, right?
All right. Brianna said, you know, the first time we did a good job. We did make some good choices that first time. So maybe we want to make some different choices, but maybe we want to make some similar choices. That will be up to you, friends. So let's try one more time at the very top of our flow chart at the rectangle. And this is our first event. Miss Kimmy, would you like to do the honors?
Sure. So we're at the very top of our flow chart, the big rectangle, and our choice is you're one of the pigs and you want to build a house to protect yourself from the wolf. What kind of house should we build? Should we try again with the house of chocolate? Or try again with the moat filled with crocodiles? C for chocolate and M for moat. So we have tried both of these already, but remember, with each house, we had 2 choices to make. And so far, we've only made one of each of those. So whichever house we choose to build, we still have one other choice to kind of see if maybe we can go a different direction in the story.
Now, go ahead. I'm looking in the chat and it started off with a lot of moats, but it looks like chocolates are making a comeback. I'm not really sure. I think we may have to count. I think we're pretty split.
So far, I have 7 moats, if you want to count the chocolates.
I have 6 chocolates, so barely.
All right. So we're going to build a house with a moat of alligators.
All right. Back to the Moat decision.
So the crocodiles get very hungry and start snapping loudly. What should we do? Do we feed them fish or let them get hungry and mean? Last time we fed them fish and their bellies got so full, the wolf just walked right over them. They made a nice little bridge for him, but we were able to barricade him out of our house.
Seeing in the chat a lot of H's this time to try something different. I think I like that idea. Let's see what happens when we let them get mean and hungry. I wonder, maybe they'll save us. Who knows?
So we're going to follow the other line to our last event. And Miss Laura, do you want to tell us what happens?
I will. This is Miss Laura saying that they get very mean and start snapping loudly. The wolf comes and tries to swim through the water. The crocodiles do catch the wolf, but the wolf is even more hungry than they are. And so he eats all the crocodiles first, then comes and catches you and gobbles you up too.
Oh no.
We should have fed the crocodiles. We should have gone with our first choice. Leaving them hungry did not work out in our favor. So there is one other choice that we did not change yet. I think that we have enough time to go back and see the outcome of that other choice. Do we want to try to do that, Miss Kimmy?
I think so. I think we have enough time to find out what our fourth outcome could be.
All right, we're back at the beginning. Now, if we remember, we've done 2 houses that had moats, and we had 1 house that was made of chocolate. So I believe if we do this correctly, we should have either the chocolate house or the moat house to try and find that other choice that we haven't arrived to yet. I see Dash and Princess Eleanor wrote chocolate. Brianna also agrees. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with chocolate and see if we can find out what that other choice would give us. That's the cool thing about choose your own adventure. You can go back and reread the story multiple times and it ends up totally different every time. All right, so like you remember, we built our chocolate house. The sun comes out, it starts to melt, which we kind of expected. Last time, we chose to put up that large umbrella shade. The other option that we could choose was to run down to the pig's house down the path and abandon our chocolate house altogether.
Sad.
I see in the chat, a lot of you are saying run to the pig's house. Kento, thank you. Yep. Everyone's saying run for it. All right, let's see. Does this help save us? I don't want to click yet. All right, Miss Kimmy, what happens? I'm too scared.
So we run to the next pig's house. That pig made their house of bricks. The wolf can't eat the bricks or blow them down, and we're safe.
Yay!
All right. So we made a good choice that time, abandoning our chocolate house and just getting out of there.
And we know that our neighbor pig made a good choice by building his house or her house out of bricks.
Exactly.
All right, let's go back to our main presentation here. And we are going to start kind of wrapping things up for today. Today, you guys worked on problem solving and making choices. With those choices, you noticed that each of those choices affected the outcome. And we know that because we went through the story 4 times and we ended up with a different outcome every single time. So, what can we learn from that? We know that when we're planning something or making decisions about our future, it's really important to think through what all the potential outcomes might be. Nathan, I see that you guys have your hand raised. How can we help you?
Also, please, I forgot what I was going to say immediately.
It's fine.
Oh, I remember. Every single time we do our homework, our mom forgets to send you the Gmail sometimes.
That's okay, no problem. We will
like
still
with our story thing that we were supposed to do and our food thing.
We made our story.
Our mom didn't send them in time because she had to leave.
That's
early.
totally okay. You guys can still send them late, and like Miss Leanne did today, we still got to share some of yours. So they'll still get shared with some of the other campers too, okay?
All right, thank you.
No problem. All right. So we do have another extension activity for you today. Miss Kimmy, can you help explain this one? Maybe on the, if we have, well, we may have a minute or two if we want to kind of help show it.
Yeah, so this is Miss Kimmy speaking. If you want to clear your flow chart, clear your board, we are going to make, your extension activity is to make a coding board for tomorrow.
You don't need to know what coding board is just yet. We'll explain it tomorrow. Yes.
You're also going to design some symbols. So if we're able to make our grid right now, you will still have a little homework assignment to design some symbols. So we are going to use the 4 long yellow lines, the long skinny lines, and we need 4 of them.
Miss Kimmy, it looks like Dash has a question.
Yes.
It's more of a comment. A good strategy that we could kind of like practice, like thinking ahead of our strategy, like we did a flow chart together today. A good strategy to use that, like to practice that, would probably be playing chess, because you got to think ahead what your opponent might do of every piece.
That is a very good point. There are a lot of games where you have to think ahead of what somebody else might do and kind of what moves you're going to make to set yourself up good for the end. That's a very good point, Dash.
Yeah, and chess is a very good one for that.
I do not know how to play that game, so that's pretty impressive. All right, so we're going to start with our yellow lines placed vertically, which means up and down, like railroad tracks. And there's gonna be maybe about your hand width in between them. We also call these parallel lines. Good job, Ranger. I see you measuring the space with your hand.
Very nice.
And it doesn't have to be perfect as long as there's a space there and both lines are going straight up and they don't touch. Now we're going to measure just a little ways down from the top of the line. So maybe 3 or 4 fingers from the top of the line. And we're going to place a line horizontally, which means left and right, over the top. Good, so we're just gonna lay it right over the top of those 2 lines so that they stick out on each side. This almost looks like a print H. And then you're going to measure just another 3 or 4 fingers down from there. Place another parallel horizontal line. And can anybody type in the chat what that reminds them of? What shape does it look like we've made?
Great, we're already seeing some answers there. I see.
Almost like it.
Angelina said maybe tic-tac-toe. A couple people said kind of like a square. Looks like a print shape.
So there is a square in the middle, but you do want to make sure that you have the pieces that stick out on each end. So what we've actually done, yeah, someone said a pound sign or a hashtag symbol. What we've done is made 9 squares. In all of the openings, we have 9 squares, 3 across the top, 3 in the middle, and 3 on the bottom. And we will go over that more tomorrow.
Awesome. So that will be, this is Miss Laura speaking. You have all that set up for tomorrow, but there's one other part to your extension, and it will be also in the email that Miss Leanne will send out. You guys are going to create some symbols for 3 different things. We're going to have you create a symbol or a representation for a creek. A creek is another name for a river. We'll need you to create a symbol for a tree. And we will also need you to create a symbol for a mushroom. And so that will be kind of your creative thing tonight, is try to figure out symbols that can fit in those squares for a creek, a river, or a creek, a tree, and a mushroom. And you can just leave them anywhere on your board is fine. Additionally, we will be doing another top secret case. You guys have come up with some fantastic clues about your favorite things. Today, your favorite thing that we want you to tell us about is your favorite activity, game, or sport. Favorite activity, game, or sport. Create 3 clues and send them to us. The other thing is, if for some reason you didn't get a chance to do that self-portrait, or you didn't get a chance to do your mystery story and you really want to, you can still do it. We have no, late homework assignments or anything here. So we still want to see those if you want to send them in today. And we'll make sure that we get a chance to look at them tonight and tomorrow. Whoops. All right. Are there any questions before we hand it back over to Miss Leanne? Nathan, I see that your hand is raised.
So it's not really a question, but we will send our stories. Yeah, we're just telling you that we are going to send our stories.
Perfect. We can't wait to read them. It'll be great. Oh, I see in the chat, someone else, Anna said it also looks like quilt squares. That's also another good one I didn't think of. That sounds great. Miss Leanne, we're going to hand it back over to you.
Can I say something?
I don't know where that's.
Who is this? Yeah.
Sure. Miss Leanne, we can't hear you.
Thank you so much.
No
Boy,
problem.
isn't that the game for the year? I want to thank everyone for joining us. I want to thank Laura and Kimmy for keeping us on our toes with mystery stories, mystery items, and mystery pathways. This has been great fun. I see lots of thank yous in the chat too. Thank you as well to our closed captioner. It has been very helpful to have you join us as well. I will look forward to receiving those emails for anything you would like to share with us. And those of you that I missed your parent permission form, I had an email hiccup as we were doing camp and I was not able to find those. So I will look for your names to move you to camera tomorrow. Have great fun, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.